What is up? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Back with some more Resident Evil 4 content for you. And today I'm going to showcase what is easily my all-time favorite Resident Evil creature, the Regenerator from Resident Evil 4. Now Resident Evil has a long history of having so many creatures that are just iconic things that have terrified us or brought a lot of enjoyment, maybe more enjoyment in my case, because I just love the whole fascination of how these creatures are created, their whole designs, how they go about killing others or infecting others or whatever the case may be. And there's a lot of great ones where you got Lickers, Hunters, Crimson Heads, you name it. Resident Evil has probably made it, but the one that's always stood out the most to me in the entirety of Resident Evil is the Regenerator. As I said, my all-time favorite Resident Evil creature. But what is it about the Regenerator that makes it my favorite? What does it do differently that others do? I think the best way I can explain this is it's the total package. It's not just the creature itself and what it does. It's just the presentation, how it's presented. The hissing sound, as you heard in the beginning of this video, the music that plays when he first sees you, the way he moves and walks, and how he just kind of it's kind of weird. It's like when you see him, it's like he kind of, I guess the music kind of does a good job of it too. It kind of like puts you kind of in a trance. He doesn't walk like a normal man. When you see him, he just kind of like does this little like strut, which I find a little comical, but it kind of just gives this whole like thing that you're under a trance as he walks towards you. And my introduction to him was just excellent. He wasn't like any other creature in this game, and as I said, I just like that little strut he does, those long arms, his noseless face, those teeth, the glowing red eyes. And you start to shoot him, and if you haven't figured by his name, that he can regenerate. And by the way, shooting his feet does not make it easier, because it actually makes him faster. I remember discovering that for the first time. I shot off his feet thinking, man, he's slow anyway, and then seeing him just hop at me or just slither at me. He slithers like he's just like a snake on the ground, just coming right after you. But obviously he keeps regenerating, and the first time encountering him, you're just like, holy shit, like what the hell do I do? And you're just terrified, trying to get the hell out of there, thinking, oh my god, like, what is this thing? And it just keeps strutting at you with his long hands, and I was just absolutely dumbstruck and amazed at the same time with this creature, because nothing else really compares to it in this game. Like, there's a lot of great creatures in Resident Evil 4, but the Regenerator is just, it's in a class of its own. And I also like the fact he can stretch his arms to grab you and just bite the hell out of you for a death. This room where you finally get the means to actually take one out is an awesome room. You have all these Regenerators, like different forms, not just the same shape, but different forms, like big ones, small ones, deformed ones that have their torsos ripped out. Just an epic room, and you're just running all about being chased by this one. But the way you defeat them, I've always thought was pretty cool too. Obviously, you go in this room here, you change the card key, you decrease the temperature, so you can go in here and you get the thermal scope, which gives you put on the rifle, which you can see the Las Plagas cells, basically the regenerative cells that keeps them from regenerating. And once you equip it to your rifle, you can see these things. And I always thought it was kind of a cool, unique way to take them out, but also means the rifle ammo is definitely precious. And yeah, you can take them out with more extreme measures, like maybe an RPG or the PRL or maybe a Magnum, but obviously I don't think people want to be wasting that on just a normal enemy. And granted, he's not he technically is not a boss enemy, but he's a pretty extraordinary enemy nonetheless. And you might have to shoot his foot off just to get the one on the back. But just those contortions he makes, it's so weird and different from all the other creatures. But as you start to get a means to defeat them all, you start to get a little familiar with them, and you get some full lives, you get a lot of money from them, you take them out, and eventually they explode, and you start to feel like, okay, I got this, I can take them on. I've seen all I have to see of them. They're not too bad, but obviously keep some rifle ammunition, and with their slow movement nature. But honestly, I always argued, I think them being slow makes it even more terrifying, because it's just like, if he just ran at you, you'd be kind of like, oh crap, but just the way he walks, I think makes it a lot more effectful. But just when you think you learned everything, you don't. This scene right here, I remember seeing on a commercial as a kid, but when I first did it in a game, I swear to you, I'm going to reenact it right here. I see another version of it. I'm like, oh my god, what the hell is that? And I swore I thought on the camera he was coming in behind me. So I just stood here waiting to unload on this guy, sitting there waiting and waiting. And then by the time I realized, oh shit, he's coming the other way, it was too late. And I was just like, oh my god, he's got all these spikes coming at him, and I'm trying to get him, but it's just not going to happen here. By the way, I love this fatality. Excellent fatality, and I hope to see something similar in the RE4 remake. But yeah, this is the Iron Maiden version of the Regenerator. And as I said, that commercial as a kid I saw on TV with that Iron Maiden coming out of that screen is just great. He's not too different from the normal Regenerator. He just got the spikes. But once again, from a visual aid, he just looks absolutely grotesque and terrifying. But it's just those mannerisms, as you see, that's the slithering, all the weird contortions. He's just kind of like swimming on the ground or like sliding on like a snake, and he still gets you with the spikes. Just everything about him, the presentation, the music that plays, that hissing sound, how he's just constantly coming after you, and then that slow strut he does is just something that has always mesmerized, but just absolutely love it. I mean, like, I love this guy to death. Like, he is just absolutely cool, unique. What could you do to improve on him is my question, because honestly, I don't know what you could do. Just everything about him, the whole presentation from beginning to end is just iconic, legendary. Everyone remembers it, and it's just what makes him one of the greatest Resident Evil creatures of all time. So, ironic enough, the game that gets thought of as not being too horror-based has one of the most horrifying creatures of all time. But that is going to be it. Let me know what you guys think of the Regenerator. Where does he rank on your all-time Resident Evil creatures list? Does he give you the same effect as he gives me, that I absolutely love him? Or are you terrified of him? Did he give you some iconic moments? Or maybe you're not much of a fan of him. And also, I pray and hope they do not show him off until we get the game in Resident Evil 4 Remake, because I just want to see him with no advertising whatsoever. So please, Capcom, don't show him off. I just want to see him in the game. But that is going to be it. Hopefully you did enjoy this video, and if you did, hopefully I can see you guys back on the next one. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope to see you all later. Peace.